Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Now then, today we're having a look at this guitar. This is the Harley Benton TE70 Black Paisley. Now, we looked at a Harley Benton TE70 very recently, a couple of weeks ago I think it was, but that was the rosewood finish one. It was like a copy of a rosewood Telecaster. As you can see, don't know how well that's coming across on camera, but it is a black paisley finish, much like the black paisley Strat copy that we looked at round about the same time as we looked at the rosewood Telly. This guitar has been very kindly lent to me by one of the subscribers to this channel. Basically, the story is that he ordered one of these from Tom and it turned up and it wasn't particularly well sorted out. There were a few issues with it, so he returned it and he contacted me and asked if I would like the replacement sent to me to do a review of, and then I would forward it on to him. So of course I said yes. So let's have a look and see what we've got here. Well, we have a basswood body with this rather fetching black paisley finish. We have a standard bolt-on neck, nothing surprising there. The neck itself, as you can see, is maple with a skunk stripe of some description. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but you know, it's a skunk stripe. Maple neck, into which we have 21 medium jumbo frets. Standard kind of Harley Benton take on the Telecaster headstock. Kind of, I don't know, Grover copy tuners or something along those lines. We have down at this end a Wilkinson ashtray style bridge with through body stringing, and once again, as was the case with the rosewood Telecaster copy, the ferrules where the strings anchor on the back are actually recessed into the body, which is a nice touch. You don't always get that, even on more expensive guitars than this. Then standard Telecaster control layout of 3-position switch and a volume and tone control. Black scratch plate and Roswell Alnico magnet pickups. So that's the specifications. Let's hear what it sounds like. So I think you can hear from that it sounds exactly like you would expect. It sounds like a Telecaster. The Telecaster is one of those guitars that, whilst we have a spectrum of expectations for any guitar, the Telecaster Many kind of upgrades and updates to a Telecaster tend to take it away from its core sound. I mean, I'm guilty of that. My charity shop telly here, you know, it's got an overwound hot kind of Texas Special type neck pickup and a Hot Rails style humbucker in the bridge. But this is a pretty straight ahead Telecaster sound. It's kind of one for the purist, really. If you like your Telecaster to sound like a pure Telecaster. In terms of the fit and finish on this guitar, as is always the case, I find with Harley Benton guitars, the action at the first fret is absolutely perfect. The nut has been perfectly cut. No fret sprout as you go up the neck. The fret ends are really nicely finished. The actual fretwork itself is fine. The action was a little bit high on this guitar when it first arrived, but you know, a quarter turn on the truss rod and a little bit of tweaking down at the bridge, and it was soon nice and slinky and low like it is now. Not a hint of fret buzz, no choking, nothing like that. It plays beautifully. The neck itself, if you are familiar with the late 80s, early 90s Japanese Fender vintage reissue guitars, it's got that kind of feel to it, albeit with a modern fretboard radius and the more modern medium jumbo fret wire. The neck has a high gloss finish, which I know some people don't like, but I've never had any kind of issue with that. It feels smooth and slinky and fast. And maybe apart from that gloss finish, the one kind of brand of guitar that this neck might kind of remind me of a little bit is Music Man. So there's, you know, a frame of reference for you. It is a comfortable, kind of quite a chunky neck, but not too kind of baseball bat like. It's a comfortable, full feeling neck. The volume and tone controls, I think I mentioned this before on Harley Benton guitars, they have that quality feel about them. I'm sure they're just alpha pots or something like that, but as you know from previous videos of mine, then, you know, that sort of thing doesn't really matter to me. You know, on an old hi-fi from, say, the 80s or 90s, like a Denon or Technics or something like that, one of the kind of a decent hi-fi system, when you would turn the volume knob, there would be that kind of weighted feel to it. Well, these kind of feel like that. You know, you feel like you're handling a quality product. Three-way position switch has a nice positive feel to it. Nice, it clicks into place nicely, and you know, all in all, it feels like a guitar that costs much more than the £130 that is the asking price for this, give or take, depending on the exchange rate. The one gripe that I have, and this has been the same for several Harley Benton guitars lately, is the tuners. The little adjuster screws on the top are, you know, kind of nice and tight, but there's still just a little bit of lag. You turn the peg and it takes like maybe a fraction of a turn before you feel the gear engage and you're actually turning the string. I could just about live with it, but it might be something that if you're looking to get this guitar as a platform for modifications, then that would be somewhere that you might want to look. Other than that, though, you know, I mean, for 130 quid, this is an absolutely stunning guitar. One little test that I usually do, especially on Telecasters, is to see how well things clean up from the volume control. So here is a little demonstration of me going for kind of a warm, clean, jazzy chord sound through to a full-on, full throttle bridge high gain lead sound. I think you'll agree it acquits itself really rather well. You could probably, again, if you're looking for modification, it does lose a little bit of high end when you turn the volume down, but not making it muffled in any way or, you know, woolly sounding. If it were my guitar, one of the things I probably would do would be to install a treble bleed capacitor on the volume control, just to make sure that you retain that high end. But it's a good test, I find, for seeing whether you've got decent quality pickups in there as well. Because you know, some guitars with cheap pickups, you can make them sound good for one sound, but then everything turns to, you know, kind of wool or mud as soon as you touch the volume control. But not so on this guitar. So there you go, that is the Harley Benton TE70 Black Paisley. A fantastic Telecaster style guitar, I think you'll agree, and this one will be winging its way to its new owner very shortly. Before I go, I will just mention once again Guitars for Good Causes. I am looking to go out and buy another guitar from Toman with the cash that's been very kindly donated by you guys. The problem is that many of the guitars that I'm wanting to review are out of stock on Toman's website at the moment, so I'll keep you posted on that. If you're not sure what Guitars for Good Causes is, it's a GoFundMe campaign that I've launched where basically you donate to the GoFundMe page. You'll find a link below this video to do that. I then use that money to go out and buy guitars, which I then review on this channel, and then the guitars get auctioned off in aid of Zoe's Place, a charity in Middlesbrough, which provides palliative, respite and end-of-life care for children under 5 with terminal illnesses. And while we're on the subject of Zoe's Place, remember that last Harley Benton guitar I reviewed, the ST90 Swamp Ash Deluxe? Well, it's sold, and here's what happened to the money. Well then folks, as you can see, the Harley Benton ST90 Swamp Ash Deluxe guitar, which was very, very kindly donated to the campaign, has sold on eBay for £180. I've just been notified that payment has hit my PayPal account, so I think it's about time we went and donated it to that very worthy cause, don't you? Here we are once again on Zoe's Place website, where I'm about to donate the proceeds of the Harley Benton ST90 Swamp Ash Deluxe. And yes, I want to gift aid my donation and donate with PayPal. We want to donate £180. Donate. So there we go, you'll donate £180, donate now. There we go. You've donated £180 to Zoe's Place Baby Hospice. Thank you so much everyone, and especially thank you to the very kind donor who donated the guitar. And with that, I'll bid you all a good day. I'll just leave you by saying that if you want some tailored one-to-one guitar tuition and you live on Teesside in the northeast of England, get in touch with me via the details at the end of this video. Or if you don't live on Teesside in the northeast of England, get in touch anyway, because you can also have lessons via Skype. Whichever way you do it, your first lesson is free, so you've got nothing to lose. Give me a shout and we'll get some lesson plans worked up for you. And with that, I will bid you good day for now. I'll look forward to seeing you all again next time, and bye for now folks.